So this is a one-way. This is a one-way. That is a parking lot right there. This is a one-way. Now he's gonna block the sidewalk. Deputy who? Deputy Desir. You know this a one-way?
Okay, I do know.
Why did you, instead of going in the parking lot, why would you break the traffic laws and go down the wrong way on the one-way?
I got a call about...
So they get to tell you to break the traffic laws? Because you got a call? And you blocking the sidewalk. There's a parking lot right there.
You gonna listen to me?
No, but I want to address your discrepancies that you would hold me accountable for.
I'm here because of I got a call.
So that means you get to break the law. Does that mean that? You didn't answer that question. I don't care what the call is about, you don't get to break the law.
Sorry, sir. What was your name again?
I didn't give it.
You have any idea?
Why would you need my ID?
Just trying to identify you.
Why? Do I have to show you my ID?
All right, guys. Today we are stepping into a tense but revealing encounter that kicks off with pure curiosity, turning into suspicion. The cameraman notices unusual behavior inside the bank and begins recording from a public sidewalk, perfectly legal territory. Yet within moments, that harmless act transforms into a police response. The key takeaway here is how quickly perception becomes escalation. What starts as observation is labeled suspicious, not because of law, but because of discomfort. This sets the stage for a powerful debate between perceived threat and actual legality.
I mean, if I have to show you my ID, then I will.
It's just to identify yourself. I just want to find out what's going on.
Am I required to show ID?
Yes, I asked.
Because you asked I'm required to show ID?
I'm not really trying to be dramatic.
I know, I understand that, but I just want to get that straight because I don't want to break the law. I'm required based on what circumstance?
I just want to address you by your name. What's your name?
No, let's talk about the requirement.
Okay.
Based on what specifications am I required to give you my ID?
I'm trying to identify who you are.
Right.
I want to...
Do you have authority to identify me? I just want to, seriously.
I do.
Under what provisions? Committing a crime, about to commit a crime, or in the process of committing a crime.
Right now, I don't have no probable cause.
So, am I required to ID to you? You just said you don't have any probable cause. Am I required to ID? See, words matter, especially to the people who don't know.
Okay.
So I'm asking you, am I required to give you my ID?
No, sir. I'm just
But you said yes.
What's going on? I wanna find out what's going on. I just want to have a simple conversation.
Right. But I guarantee you.
I just want to go.
No, wait. I guarantee you, without words, you can honestly see what's going on. You can tell me what's going on without me using words. You see a camera, you see me standing on a public sidewalk, and you see all this stuff that I can photograph. Now, what do you think is going on?
Because now the conversation sharpens into a battle of logic. The officer admits there's no crime, yet still leans on suspicion to justify the stop. The cameraman calmly dismantles this by pointing out the contradiction. If it's not illegal, why the intervention? He highlights a crucial principle. Fear does not equal law. The dialogue exposes a recurring issue in public encounters. Actions are judged not by legality, but by how they make others feel, which opens the door to unnecessary enforcement.
Put all that together, what do you think is going on? Do you see a law being broken? Is there a law you need to enforce?
I just want to address you by your name.
Right.
My name, I just want to know your name.
Right. But you're required to give me your name.
All right. So I just spoke to the doctor inside. But what she said, she doesn't. The patient that's inside the business don't feel comfortable you videotaping.
Are you a feelings police? Are you the feelings enforcer or a law enforcer?
I don't care what you do. You know what I'm saying? How you do it, but the patient's fault.
Are you a feelings enforcer or a law enforcer?
Sir.
Do you enforce feelings or law?
Sir, you understand what I'm saying?
Did you tell him I have every right to do this? That'll ease their discomfort if you tell them, hey, he has every right to do this. He's a law-abiding citizen. He's not breaking the law. And my job as a law enforcer is to enforce the law. If there's no law to be enforced, I have no purpose.
Sir, you're absolutely right.
Tell them. No, don't tell me. You're preaching to the choir. You're preaching to the choir right now. Tell them.
On behalf of the patients, they feel uncomfortable. And I'm just, like I said, trying to find a...
They should have stayed home, right? If they feel uncomfortable in public, they should have stayed home. See, I'm not going to bend to my...
Now things escalate into constitutional territory. The request for ID becomes the turning point, and the cameraman firmly draws the line using Fourth Amendment protections. He doesn't refuse blindly, he explains why. Without reasonable suspicion of a crime, identification becomes optional, not mandatory. The officer attempts to justify it with a potential crime theory, but that argument quickly weakens. This moment highlights a critical lesson. Rights are not surrendered based on possibilities, only on evidence grounded in law.
Been to the government's will for me to provide them information. I'm not going to do that. I'm not breaking the law. I'm doing something that's constitutionally protected. I'm a journalist. I have the freedom of press. Now you're giving me 21 questions about something where you see no law being broken. And I don't understand that where the resources are being used at right now. When there's people out there that honestly probably need you. And then I want to address this, man. Come on. If you saw me do this, you'll write me a ticket. Especially parking on the sidewalk like this. There's no emergency lights on. There's no legitimate reason for you to be parked in such a manner. Other than you guys are above the law. And she's doing the same. Any particular reason why you guys are parked on the sidewalk? What's your name and your badge number? It's in your policy, deputy. You're on the scene, name and badge number.
193.
No, I don't know what that's. I can't. I'm visually impaired. But can you enunciate it for me?
Please.
That's all. Was that so hard?
What's your name?
What's your name and your badge number?
Deputy Jensen, 20241.
Thank you. Your name and your badge number?
4 and 20258.
Thank you. You guys can 10-8. He already determined there's no probable cause, there's no law being broken. You guys can 10-8. Yeah, I know, but you guys can 10-8. There's crime being committed.
Here, tension spikes as personal space and authority collide. The officer reacts strongly to being recorded, while the cameraman asserts his legal right to film in public. This is where emotion briefly overtakes professionalism, revealing how discomfort can influence behavior even in trained officers. The cameraman's persistence underscores a key truth. The right to record public officials is not conditional on their approval. This segment captures the fragile balance between authority and accountability in real time.
There's crimes being committed. Are you the feelings enforcer or a law enforcer? Are you a feelings enforcer or a law enforcer? I don't care. I feel uncomfortable with all these people around me with guns. Are you going to do something about that? Are you going to do anything about that? Me being uncomfortable with all you guys with guns around me? No? You're not going to do anything about that, Thornton? Can you help me on that? I'm uncomfortable. All you guys got guns. He's willing to do something for them. They're uncomfortable and I have no gun. So can I get something done for me? I'm uncomfortable. Does that matter, Desir? Does my comfortability matter? I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. But I'm uncomfortable with all these people with guns around me. If they're uncomfortable with a camera, how do you think I feel with guns? So you guys can 10-8. Let's make everybody comfortable. You guys can go and I'll be okay.
You know we have guns. Nobody mentioned about using anything. No guns, no nothing.
Right. So my comfort doesn't matter. My discomfort doesn't matter. But nobody mentioned the crime to you and you're telling me their discomfort. What about, I'm telling you I'm discomfort and you're not.
The narrative shifts behind the scenes, offering insight into the officer's perspective. And they acknowledge the individual is likely exercising First Amendment rights, yet still consider a trespass route to resolve the complaint. This reveals a workaround mentality. When no crime exists, find an alternative solution to satisfy the caller. However, they also admit the boundary. Public sidewalks remain protected space. This moment is critical because it shows awareness of the law, even as they navigate public pressure to act.
Caring about that.
Are you uncomfortable again, sir? Why are you uncomfortable again?
Because an agency, well, not this particular agency, but a profession that is known to kill people that look like me, is standing within arm's distance of me with weapons. So I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. Because my life is 6 times more likely to be taken by you guys than anybody else. That makes me very uncomfortable. So you guys can 10-8. There isn't a law being broken. Somebody right now is in trouble. But you guys are here to a public photographer who hasn't been on their property, who hasn't broken one law. Because if I had broken the law, I wouldn't be standing here holding this camera having this discussion with you. Are you guys looking for a crime now?
We investigate.
Just trying to figure out what's going on. That's it.
Again, without me telling you what's going on, what would your eyes decipher me doing?
Listen, I can't read mine right now.
You don't have to read mine. You can read actions. You can read actions. There's a law-abiding citizen standing on public property holding a recording device, exercising the First Amendment to the United States Constitution of freedom of press. He's not breaking any laws, and you guys want to know what I'm doing. Where in the Constitution does it tell me?
As the encounter concludes, the situation comes full circle. A trespass notice is issued for the bank property, but the cameraman stands firm. He never entered it. The final exchange blends tension with subtle resolution, as both sides disengage without escalation. The cameraman reinforces his stance on rights while the officers step back within legal limits. And the lasting impression here is powerful. Knowledge of the law shifts the dynamic completely, turning what could have been compliance into confident, lawful resistance.